Guys, we want to thank you for hopping on the call today. It's Happy Hump Day Wednesday. Again, this is Arlene Hughes coming at you live from Atlanta, GA. Guys, let's kick off this great day together as we hear more on how to break records in life. Spread the word now. There's still time for others to hop on. You know what we say, come one, come all. Now, it's time to recognize some record breakers. First thing we want to do, guys, is say happy anniversary to Lorenzo and Sabrina Summer Kelly. Guys, they are celebrating 14 years of bliss in their marriage. Good job, guys. Continued longevity in your love route. Congratulations to Malachi Henry. Guys, Malachi just hit 2-star rep. For those of us who are on the call in a WV, you know what that means. Congratulations. Also want to say congrats to Rachel Simmons on the birth of her new son, Kyler Joel Wright. Guys, this is an awesome thing when we get a new life brought into the world, and this is a great addition to the family. Want to say congratulations to the one and only Nadine Reyes. Guys, she's just put out the hard copy version of her international best-selling book, Hope Dealers. We are so very proud of Nadine. Also, guys, we want to make sure you know, tonight, we're having the Boom Nation Blitz, 6, 7, 8, and 9 p.m. Please tune in, invite your friends, family, associates, neighbors, get everybody on one of these calls, guys, because we're going to be spreading the good news of the gift of WV. Guys, we're going to try and deliver in a big way, so we definitely want you to come, have fun, and join us tonight. We'll be posting the Blitz information on our team pages, and you know we'll be texting it out to you guys too. So spread the news to everybody, guys. Last thing, boot camp, Dallas. Guys, it's just around the corner. Grab your tickets now if you don't have it already. You have got to be at this event. Now, let's go ahead and kick off our program today. Guys, we want to start with our scripture for the day. Now, our scripture is going to be brought to us by a young man who's a rising senior. He's a servant leader. He's a church group leader, and he's a certified lifeguard, has already saved 2 lives on duty this summer. He's an excellent athlete in basketball and volleyball, and guys, he's my son, Mr. Galen Jarrell Hughes.
Good morning, family. My name is Galen, and I'm 17 years old. Today, guys, I'm thankful for the challenges that God gives me to keep me humble. So the scripture for today, guys, is coming from Luke chapter 4, verse 38 through 39. Luke chapter 4, verse 38 to 39. It reads, "And Jesus arose and left the synagogue and entered Simon's house. Now Simon's mother-in-law was ill and of high fever. And they appealed to him on her behalf. And he stood over her and rebuked the fever, and it left her. And immediately she rose and began to serve them." That is Luke chapter 4, verse 38 to 39. So bringing you the next segment of this call, guys, is a father and husband. He runs 4 different companies. He was in Time magazine, guys. He's been featured on multiple TV shows, radios, and newspapers. He served in the United States Marine Corps for 9 years. Thank you for your service. He's helped over 200 girls capture scholarships to college, and he's a national trainer and mentors hundreds in this concept. He's also earned a 100K ring in this concept as well. Guys, please welcome my dad, Dale Hughes.
Well, thank you, son. I appreciate that, and I appreciate everything you do, the early mornings, getting us started with the scripture in the day. And thank you, Arlene, for starting us off with so much positive energy And it's interesting to note that we have so many record breakers that are being saluted on the call here this morning. That's great to know. For everybody else on the call, good morning, good day, great rising, great day. You're listening to How to Break Records in Life, and we'd like to begin by acknowledging God. I am your host, Del Hughes. We conduct this call every weekday, 7:25 a.m. to 7:55 a.m. Our hope is to bring you just a little value by starting your day off with a little inspiration. And family, our book of the bottom half of the month is How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie. And I talked a little bit about this book yesterday. I spoke to you guys and told you it's a long book. It's Warren Buffett's favorite book. And it will guide you toward becoming a better human being. And I just can't wait. I can't wait for the rest of the month to go by to mention this book, Hope Dealers by Nadine Sarayas. Guys, this is an international bestseller, and more importantly, it's written by one of our own family, Nadine Sarayas. Nadine is the very first award recipient of the Rudy Award for WV, which recognizes people who are overcoming Herculean problems in their life and being an unimaginable resource to the community at large at the same time. And Nadine has a remarkable heart to give back. She serves so many on a daily basis. She runs her own nonprofit that teaches kids and adults how to recover from heroin addiction. She has, just a heart to wind up helping in so many, and she's an unimaginable resource for WV for hundreds of people on a daily basis. She's a devout Christian, and guys, you should pick up that book, Hope, H-O-P-E, Dealers, Hope Dealers. And family, yesterday, our focus was 6 things you could do with $1. This was a step-by-step guide on how to become wealthy, how to really get the money that you have and start moving it in a direction that's going to create more of it. And yesterday I said that we were going to wind up talking about different strategies, different philosophies on what you should do with a single dollar, what you should do with the money that you have currently so that you have a lot more of it in the future. And here's what I found as I conducted research on this. Now, I'm going to be upfront. I only did about 2 hours worth of research on this. So there's certainly a lot more time that I could have invested. And as I start here, our focus today, our topic, is going to be a few more ways that you can become wealthy. But what I found was endless opinion from people who were not wealthy themselves. And I tried to seek out some individuals who were authorities on the topic of wealth. People like Dave Ramsey, people like Clark Howard. And you know what I found there? And I just didn't find a whole lot of value there. Being a person who came from nothing. Ways to budget your money. Dave Ramsey, who's an absolute stud out there when it comes to finances, when you're asking, what should I do today to become better tomorrow? Well, he's all over this app that he has. And at the end of the day, if they're touting something and at the end of the day, there's something you have to purchase on the back end, well, I just find it not to be all that genuine. Now, I don't want to completely stereotype, And there are many, many items of value out there that you actually have to pay for. But budgets don't work. Let me just be upfront here in a hurry, family. Budgets do not work. There is a litany of endless, epic proportions of information out there on budgeting your money. But here's the deal. I am 51 years old, and no one wants to be told what they can't do with their money. Am I right about it? No one wants to be told what they can't do with their money. And if I'm going to, and I am not a proponent of ultra frugality. I'm not that guy. I'm not trying to go to work hard, get my paycheck, and then hide it under the mattress, put it away in some never to be seen again bank account, lock it away so that I don't have access to it, and I have to live in such a meager way that I'm not happy. And here's something I'm going to share with everybody on the line who may have come from an upper middle class to upper class household. Let me tell you what people who don't have money dream about. Having money. Having things that money can buy, being able to have the nice car, being able to go to the mall, not having to look at the price tag of anything you want to pick up, having the nice home, having furniture that's considered nice, repainting the house, remodeling the kitchen. These are the things that people who don't have dream of having. And so when they finally get a job, you know what they do? They go out and they start to reach for their dreams. And there is no shame in that. And I want to let everybody on the call know this is what I believe. My Bible says, I come that you have life and you have it more abundantly. And I don't think you have to covet every dollar that you have and lock it away in some interest-bearing account so that you never have access to it and live 40 years of working hard so that you can hopefully be a millionaire by the time you're retired. Let's go out and live life now. And so I want to share with you a few things today that will help you do that. And I want to expand on a couple of questions that I got yesterday. Now, one of the questions, I said, if you want to have a dollar turn into two, if you want to know what to do with the dollars that you have, the pennies that you have, the first thing you need to do is tithe. The second thing you need to do is pay yourself. The third thing you need to do is contribute to your living expenses. The fourth thing you need to do is reinvest in your business or your hustle. The fifth thing is make sure you pay your taxes. The sixth thing is invest. And so one of the questions I got was, well, Del, where do I get the money to go to the mall? Where do I get the money to go out to eat? Where do I get the money to go and have a great day at the movies with my family? In category number 2, when you decide to pay yourself. Now, keep in mind, I said paying yourself should be about 10% of every dollar that you bring in. So when you ask, hey, Del, am I only supposed to allot 10% to the things that I want to do in life? No, not necessarily. I think a healthy percentage of doing what you want to do should be somewhere in the neighborhood of 20 to 35%. I think that's healthy. I do. But If you're only making $40,000 a year, you don't have a lot of money to just go out and spend it on the town. You need to have some measure of frugality. Don't get me wrong. I'm not against saving at all. I'm not against putting money in accounts that will grow. On the contrary, it's what I want us all to be able to do. At the same time, you got to live below your means at some point. You've got to sacrifice somewhere, and there's nothing wrong with that. And so I want everybody to understand, you pull it out of there. Your investments, you don't touch your investments. I don't care if the house is on fire, and this is the advice that I needed when I was young. What I've learned now that I'm older is that, you know what, that $150 that I was trying to pull out of my money market account, that $300 that I was trying to pull out of my mutual funds, I didn't really need it. It's just something that I wanted for the moment. I could have done without whatever it was, and that money that I was using as an investment would have wound up turning into millions of dollars if I had just left it alone. And so that's what I'm going to encourage you to do. So let's see if we can add to what we did yesterday, what we talked about yesterday. Now I'm going to give you four strategies here. Anyone can become rich. Anyone can. You just have to invest in the time-proven strategies of making that happen. And the first thing you can do is invest early and often. Now, when I say early, it doesn't mean that if you are 50 years old and you're listening to this call, if you're 40 years old and you're listening to this call, that you've missed the boat. I can't remember who it is who has a book out there. I'll try and find this later on. Maybe I'll post it on our Facebook page. But it's based on the premise of you start where you are, no matter where you are in life, and you get going from there. And it's really focused on people who are in the 45 to 55 age group. And you begin investing there so that you can become financially free later on. But the single most crucial thing you can do is ensure that your financial future is taken care of by investing. And the sooner you start, the easier it is to get rich. I've got a 17-year-old son. He just began his very first job. He's a lifeguard. And the very first thing that I did with his very first paycheck was exactly what I taught you guys to do yesterday. And we took the first 10% and we set it aside for tithing. We took the next 10% and we decided to pay himself. And what we're going to do with a portion of that money is begin investing it. Now, he's 17 years old. How many of us would be a multi-millionaire having no financial problems at all if we had begun investing at 17? Man, if we could go back and do it again, right? And so the sooner you get started investing, the easier it is to become wealthy. And that isn't BS. There's more than 100 years of evidence in the stock market. And what it suggests is this, that you can become wealthy if you just begin investing. Dollar cost averaging, which is a financial concept out there, guys, it's real. And compound interest is a blessing from up above. It just is. So let's look at a real world example of how to become rich by investing. So let's say you're 25 years old and you decide to invest $500 a month in a low-cost, diversified index fund. If you do that until you're 60, how much money do you think you'd have? Well, I'll give you the quick answer. You'd have $1.1 million. That's right. You'd be a millionaire after only investing a few $1,000s per year. Notice, I'm not talking about the Hollywood type of investing where the hotshot stockbrokers make huge multi-million-dollar trades while yelling, sell, sell into a phone. I said you should invest in low-cost, diversified index funds, and over time. That's because smart investments are about consistency more than anything else, not chasing hot stocks or other weird investments. And the two essential ways to invest your money are straightforward. Now, I don't necessarily suggest that you throw your money in a 401k, but it is an investment vehicle. There is some value to it, especially if you have a company that will match your investment to any extent. Now, the days of companies doing 100% matching, well, I don't know if they're all gone, but I do know that those companies are rare. But a lot of companies will still match 50% of whatever you decide to invest. You can take advantage of your 401k. And if your employer allows you to do that, go ahead and throw some money in there. It's one way to collect wealth, but I'll be upfront with you. The median value of a 401k in the United States is about $37,000. Now, you might ask, okay, Del, yeah, but you're considering the guys who just got started with 401ks. You're talking about people who have barely invested at all. Well, let's talk about the people who are near retirement, in that retirement age. I'm talking about between 45 to 54. Those guys are right there. They're nearing the end of it all. They're about to retire in just a few years. You know what the median income for those guys is when you're talking about a 401k? $74,000. If you paid yourself the near poverty level of $30,000 a year, how soon is $74,000 going to be exhausted? So a 401k, while a vehicle, it's not it. It's not the only thing. If you wind up throwing money into a Roth IRA, the max you can donate per year is $5,500. $5,500, and that's cool. $5,500 a month will wind up gaining some money for you. Second thing you wind up doing is practice conscious spending. So anyone who knows anything about me, and I said it earlier, I detest being ultra frugal. Now, I see the value in clipping coupons, but I never have time to clip coupons. I don't have time to search for it. But every time I run through the grocery store and there's somebody in front of me who has coupons, I'm envious. I'm jealous. And unlike a lot of people you see in the personal finance world, I'm not ashamed of how I spend my money. And I'm not ashamed of spending my money to make myself happy about something that I have. And I'm not, I treat my family the same way. But I am conscious about how I practice spending my money. If you set up a system, and it might seem hard at first, but in the end, it's about automating your finances and knowing where your money goes so you're in complete control of the situation. The best thing you can do is determine where your money is going to be spent instead of wondering where it went. Hey, I like that. If you automate your finances, that allows you to start a system, and it works for you because willpower is fleeting. Let me see if I can move quickly and end this here this morning. Maybe I've been more philosophical than tactical, but I think what I've said has had some value. Third thing you can do is tap into hidden income. Now, I'm not talking about finding piles of money buried in your backyard. I'm talking about figuring out how you can get money from your current situation. And this is money you could be saving right now by negotiating your bills. Now, listen closely here, because I'm going to show you how you can get some extra money in the next couple of days within just a few phone calls. I'm talking about a one-time 5-minute phone call. You can save hundreds of dollars a month on bills for your car insurance, your cell phone plan, your gym membership, cable, all your credit cards, and it's simple. There's only 3 things you need to do. You need to negotiate with the companies that are actually sending you the bills. You can call them up. You can tell them, hey, I'm a great customer, and I'd hate to have to leave because of a simple money issue. And you could simply ask, what can you do for me by lowering my rates? What can you do to lower my rates? Keep me as a customer, because I'm going through a rough patch right now, and I really need some help. Of course, you adjust the formula for all the companies that you call, but you can do that immediately. And you'd be amazed at how quickly credit card companies will adjust your rate right there over the phone if you simply call and ask. I've done it multiple times. And to be honest, I was stunned at how easy it was. You can use that money, the money that you save, on negotiating the finance rate on every bill you have right now, and you can invest that immediately. The fourth thing is you can start your own business. What do I mean by that? You don't have to necessarily go and get you a Smoothie King today. You don't have to go and buy a McDonald's. But my favorite all-time question is, how do I get more money? Now, I've always believed that there's a limit to how much money you can save, but there's no limit on how much money you can earn. Some things you can do, I'm talking about starting your own business. You can start your own online business. We're in the information age right now, family. And you can do something. You can use the internet to your advantage. And what do I mean? You can use the skills that you already have to turn those skills into a side hustle. You can reach millions of people all over the world. And it's one of the fastest ways to get started in business. You can utilize talents you already have at your disposal. You can start freelancing. You can generate steady source of income on the side. And if you choose this option, you can quietly earn an extra couple of grand a month. With an online business, you can reach people in all the countries. You don't need a whole lot of people spending a lot of money. If you had 250,000 people spending $4, you'd be a millionaire. If you had 100,000 people spending $10, same thing. If you got 1,000 people spending $1,000, you're good to go. And you can do things like, you might be able to provide some measure of software, like designing an app. You can use physical products. You can use advertising. You can become an affiliate marketer. You can become a coach. You can provide online courses. And you can do that right away. Family, I've run over this morning. I don't want to be a burden to any of us, but we're going to quickly say some affirmations and get on with our day. I am a child of the light, and you are. I got this. Doggone it. I am disciplined, and I can handle it. I am time-free, debt-free, and financially free. I am a winner. I am a champion. I can learn anything there is out there that can be taught. And I can apply anything that I've learned. Because I am a child of the light. Family, you know, I think laughter is the most potent medicine out there. I think we all need to wind up laughing and smiling a little bit more. So really quickly, what do you call a fish without eyes? Think about it, family. Family, you've been listening to How to Break Records in Life. I'm your host, Del Hughes. We conduct this call every weekday morning, 7:25 a.m. to 7:55 a.m. We hope to add a little value to your day by starting it off with a little inspiration. We hope you're back here tomorrow on the call. But until then, have faith, stay the course. Have faith, stay the course. Take care.